Hello dear ones, welcome to today's class. Today we are moving on to our grammar book chapter number 4. So everyone take page number 20 of your grammar book. There you could see the today's topic of discussion. It's all about reflexive and emphatic pronouns. So before going on to learn what is these reflexive and emphatic pronouns, first I want to ask you a question. What are actually pronouns? So pronouns are words that are used instead of nouns. So pronouns are words that are used instead of nouns. So can you give me an example of a pronoun with the noun Geeta? What will you use? Because it's a girl, you will be using the pronoun she, right? If it is a boy, you would be using the pronoun he. So all these you have learned about pronouns in previous grades. So here today you are going to learn about these two pronouns, reflexive pronouns and emphatic pronouns in detail. Okay. So first let us see what are reflexive pronouns. Before going on to the definition of reflexive pronouns, first let us look at the example that is given on the first page. So let's just see this. The young boy dreams of buying a plane for himself. So here is a young boy who dreams of buying a plane for himself. That means he want to buy a plane for himself, not for anybody else, but he want to buy a plane for himself. So here the subject young boy and here the object himself are the same. They are referring to the same person, young boy. Now just see the next one. My grandmother poured a cup of tea for herself. So grandmother poured a cup of tea for herself. That means she is going to have a cup of tea for herself. So here grandmother is doing the action. She is pouring a cup of tea for herself, not for anybody else, but for herself only. So what is this himself and herself? They are the reflexive pronouns. So how to identify the reflexive pronoun? Just see. Reflexive pronouns are pronouns that we use when the subject and the object in a sentence refer to the same person. That means if we are referring to the same person as subject and object. You know what is a subject? Subject means the doer of the action, somebody who is doing the action, and object is receiver of the action. That means somebody who is receiving the action. So here in the second sentence, grandmother poured a cup of tea. So here grandmother is the person who is doing the action, hence grandmother is the subject, and she is pouring a cup of tea for herself. So that means she is the ultimate one who is receiving the action. What is the action? Action means pouring of tea is the action that is being performed. So she is receiving the action. She is going to drink the tea, nobody else. So she is receiving the action. So she is the object also. So if the subject and object is referring to the same person, then reflexive pronoun will be used to indicate that in a sentence. So if you just imagine a sentence without this pronoun, my grandmother poured a cup of tea. So meaning is incomplete. So if the subject and the object in a sentence is referring to the same person, and if we are not referring a particular reflexive pronoun in that sentence, then the meaning will be incomplete. So in order to make the sense of the sentence complete, you should need a reflexive pronoun if the subject and object of the sentence is referring to the same person. So these are the reflexive pronouns in English grammar: myself, yourself, himself, herself, itself, ourselves, yourselves, and themselves. So here just see this one. If the subject is a singular noun or pronoun, the subject is singular. What do you mean by the word singular? Singular means one, plural means many. So if the subject is singular noun or pronoun, you will be using this many reflexive pronouns. Repeat after me: myself, yourself, himself, herself, and itself. So you have to by heart this box, very important. If the subject is a singular noun or a pronoun, the reflexive pronoun that should be used are myself, yourself, himself, herself, itself. So now moving on to the next one, plural noun or a pronoun. If the subject is a plural noun or a pronoun, the reflexive pronoun should be ourselves, yourselves, and themselves. Okay, this will be the plural. If the subject is a plural noun or a pronoun, reflexive pronouns will be ourselves, yourselves and themselves. Very, very important. You have to learn this box by heart. Okay, now just see the examples. Sarah introduced herself to the clients. So Sarah is the subject and she herself introduced to the clients. That means she is giving her own introduction. That means here the subject Sarah is the doer of the action. She is also the receiver of the action because she herself speaks about her own qualities. So here subject of the action is same, object of the action is same. That's why reflexive pronoun is used. Reflexive pronoun is herself because Sarah is a lady or a woman. That's why we used the reflexive pronoun herself. Now moving on to next one. He hurt himself during the match. So he is the subject and he is the receiver of the action because he is the one who got hurt. So as he is male, we used the reflexive pronoun himself. Okay, so these are reflexive pronouns. Now moving on to emphatic pronoun. What do you mean by emphatic pronoun? Emphatic pronoun do have a connection with reflexive pronoun. So you know what are reflexive pronouns, right? These are reflexive pronouns: myself, yourself, himself, herself, itself, ourselves, yourselves and themselves. So if reflexive pronouns are used to put emphasis on a particular noun, then they are called as emphatic pronouns. That means if reflexive pronouns are used to give emphasis to a particular noun, if we want to give importance to a particular noun using reflexive pronoun, then that reflexive pronoun changes to emphatic pronoun. That means, for example, you will be using the reflexive pronoun himself. You will be using the reflexive pronoun himself and you want to give emphasis to a particular noun using this reflexive pronoun, then that reflexive pronoun will no longer be a reflexive pronoun but rather it will be an emphatic pronoun. If reflexive pronouns are used to give emphasis on a particular noun, they are called as emphatic pronoun. The sentence makes complete sense even when the emphatic pronoun is removed. So reflexive pronoun, when it comes to reflexive pronoun, if reflexive pronoun is removed from a sentence, the meaning will be incomplete. But if we remove emphatic pronoun from a sentence, the meaning does not change. So that is the difference between these two. Okay, just see the example, then the idea will be clear to you. He himself made the beautiful painting. So here he is given important. Okay, he himself made the beautiful painting. So if we remove the pronoun himself, the meaning will not change. He made the beautiful painting. The meaning is correct, right? If we remove himself, the meaning does not change. We will see. Just take this particular sentence. He himself made the beautiful painting. If we rewrite this sentence as he made the beautiful painting, the meaning does not change. We know that he is the one who made the painting. So we can remove emphatic pronoun from a sentence. Even if we remove it also, the meaning will not change. Okay. Now next one, they themselves baked the cookies. They themselves, the particular subject is they, that's why we use themselves. Okay, themselves becomes an emphatic pronoun. The director himself acted as the lead character in the movie. So here the director is given emphasis. Director is the noun and director is given emphasis using emphatic pronoun himself. As director is a male, that's why we used the emphatic pronoun himself. Okay, so we studied about reflexive pronoun and emphatic pronoun. So reflexive pronoun, what is reflexive pronoun? If the subject and the object in a sentence refers to the same person, then that are called as reflexive pronoun. And if reflexive pronoun are used to give emphasis on a particular noun or a pronoun, that is called as emphatic pronouns. Okay, so you have to by heart reflexive pronouns, very, very important. And reflexive pronouns are also used as emphatic pronouns. Okay, so you have to by heart this, very, very important. Now we will see today's homework. So grammar book chapter number 4, exercise number 1 and 2, you have to do it as homework. Okay, so until we meet next time, thank you.